Yeah, we were just sitting here talking a little bit about life, and he was breaking down some things to me. First, I want to go back to, we'll let you say about what men get during divorces and what women get, but I want you to go back to what you were saying about Trump.
From the start of it, when Trump became president, this country went into a rally of hate, frustration, disapproval, fear. He has caused more people in this country to get involved in something rather than nothing that I've ever seen in my life. And laws, our police, they failed us so bad. And I'm not talking about this stuff that's going on right now with the protesters and stuff. Overall,
we're talking about the killing the black people or whatever and all that. You ain't even talking about that.
I don't know enough.
You ain't even get into that.
Right.
But what you talking about? Break it down for us. I'm listening.
In a business sense, everything that we've ever gave them out of our tax dollars, they failed at. They haven't stopped nothing. I'll be using drugs because there ain't a corner or city in this world where you can't go to and find them.
And find drugs.
But yet they've took trillions of our dollars and all kinds of good slogans.
War on drugs. Yeah. We're going on a war on drugs. But, now, it's funny he's saying that. I ain't making this man say this, but this is another message that God is giving me to be able to act on things that I've been thinking about. Because let me tell you something. He's saying they come up with all kind of slogans about the war on drugs and not even tackling drugs for over 50-something years, and he's 64 years old. He said they have failed us the most out of any profession known to man because we give them all of the tax dollars and all of the help and all of this power and guns and cars and accessories, and they ain't doing nothing right.
They tend to forget that, like the military, but they're not. Their first general order is to seek out corruption within their own organization and annihilate it. They're not a brotherhood. They're not a club. They are an organization to the taxpayer, entrusted to enforce the laws that we've spent millions and millions of dollars to put out there for everybody, to serve and protect everybody, and equally. They're not to be political. When they put the uniform on, they're not a taxpayer.
Racial. They're not supposed to be racial, political, or any of that. But watch this.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something that I go back into my roots with, and I know I'm right with this, and I'm gonna go real over a lot of people's heads with it. But do your own research. Don't take my word for it. The reason I think that is because when police was originally invented, or the idea of policing something, it wasn't to protect and serve.
Right.
It was to catch the runaway slave. So at a time,
violate the people that were helping.
So at a time when African, Indian, Native American, melanated people was going through slavery, they had polices that was riding horses and carrying guns to catch the runaway slaves and to keep slaves from running away. That was the sole purpose of policing. Now, they gave the slaves freedom, and now police has become what they call is to protect and serve. Now, what he's saying is, since that been set into place, and the police has been supposed to protect and serve the people, they have not been protecting and serving the way that they should have for 64 years of his living, is what he's just told me. You can pull over right here to the Burger King, if you will. And what I'm saying to you guys is, this is a Caucasian man sitting here with me telling us this. He ain't holding no punches. He's not being racial. He's not being, he's not no class. He ain't in no different class. This man is just being real enough to say, out of all the professions in America, police has failed us, and they're really getting paid for nothing. And he say he ain't really got no beef with the police. None of that old Black Lives Matter stuff with them killing. He ain't even know enough about that either. But man is simply saying, police have not done America justice. Now he say he know we need them, but something needs to be done. And that's all everybody is saying. And if something ain't gonna get done fast, then we really do need to defund the police, because they're causing more problems than they are solutions. Now go ahead, brother.
That's right. I mean, back in the beat cop days, when they walked the neighborhoods, they knew everybody. They knew the people. You didn't see too many people going to jail. You seen police dragging a lot of people home, mom and dad, grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
They took care of business. but it didn't bring revenue. Nobody got money. They have became money collectors.
Currency.
And it's sad because they've been put in a position themselves where they live in a way that, well, you know, granted, the equivalency of a police grad has to be 45%. 41 is considered retarded in this country. So you got these cops out there who they're just puppets, man. They have been put in positions where
Say that again. You say they have to be 45%
45% on their IQ in order to become a police officer.
And a 41 IQ is considered retarded.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to even use the word retarded because my wife don't like that. And I ain't trying to say retarded, but what we're going to say is a
Mentally
low
challenged.
IQ, they are mentally challenged.
Right. And they take them into communities. They give them low interest loans. They put them in positions where they live. A police officer is put in a position where he's got the bills, he's got the nice place to live, and he's also got a chain of command where, well, face it, crap rolls downhill. If he's annihilated, he's crucified. So he does what they tell him. And his IQ level, his education level, granted, well, you know, anybody with an education or any desire to get one knows that you got to work at it. You don't just put on a uniform and be told what to do all the time. And that's all they become, is somebody that puts on a uniform and is told what to do, or they lose what they got.
And sometimes they take matters of the law in their own hands and do things they're not supposed to do because they have protection. They have the law of protection over them, to whereas though when police do things, they have crooked police that won't say anything about them. The good police won't say anything because they fear for their job. And the police chiefs and the people who are over them won't say anything because as long as they are controlling the communities and society, they're going to protect them. And see, that ain't right. Police need to be held accountable for their actions as well. And they need to suffer consequences for their actions as well. And so I didn't even make him talk about this, right? I didn't even really make him speak about Trump. He said he's not really a political guy. He don't even know. My best friend is running for mayor. Shouts out to Brian Braddock for mayor, right? But I'm not a political guy either. I'm just rooting for my friend. And to hear this guy tell me out of 64 years he's not too political, right? But he do understands that if we don't get involved with what's going on in our life, we can't complain when everything goes to hell in a breadbasket. We got to get out, we got to vote, we got to figure out who to vote for and what for and what's the reasons, but we got to do something. Because if you sit back and do nothing, you don't have no excuse and no complaints. It got to be your fault. You got to take accountability, all right? Once again, I'm the homie No Cash, and I'm signing off again with a big 10-4. Over and out. Peace and love. Y'all stay well. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.